Good afternoon. I would like to call the Administrative Services Committee meeting to order for February 23rd, 2026. Take roll. I'm the chair, Craig Cobb.
Who's here?
Larson's here.
And also joining us are council members Joe DeWitt Foy, Sarah Stone, and Jim Posh. The first item on our agenda tonight is to discuss committee and commission board vacancies that we have on our Transportation and Mobility Committee. We have one vacancy, and then we have three vacancies on our Parks and Recreation Advisory Board. To have that discussion, I would like to go into exec. Yes.
Might I add the Housing Council that I spoke to you about earlier?
Yes, and the Housing Council that we'll have to talk about, but let's do that outside of executive session so we can, I'll have to pull the
We're
statute
not talking about members, we're talking just about the.
about it, yeah. And so if no, go ahead.
I thought from the meeting today, they need council to make those two appointments very quickly, like before March 3rd or on March 3rd.
That is true that we discussed that this morning.
Well, since the only members will be talking,
Well,
I think it's okay to have a discussion on that outside of executive session because I got to pull up the statute to look at it.
Okay,
So if I could have a motion to go into executive session.
I'll do it.
Okay, please.
I move that we enter executive session to consider the appointment of a public official.
I second that.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
We're going to go into executive session. I don't know how long that'll be. There will be other business we'll discuss. When we come outside of executive session, I would guesstimate 20 to 30 minutes. Welcome back, everyone. It is 5:58. We're out of executive session. We have 2 minutes real quick to discuss that Housing Council.
Talk fast.
Did Eric happen to mention, or
Is this the technical advisory group as part of the housing needs assessment?
I don't know. I must profess I'm totally unfamiliar with it.
I would refer you back to Eric Samp because he's the one that's raised this issue. I think it was his email from 2/12, right, that I sent to you, Councilor Cobb. And what he's saying on there is,
Let me see if I can make. Got past me. 212.
it's in the thread. Council has to appoint 2 members to the Housing Council so that they can meet and make recommendations prior to 3/31. He says, we just found out about this requirement on 2/6. It is not possible for this, blah, blah. It is an appointment that is based on an application. It's not an appointment based on an application process, not based on application. So it seems like he's suggesting we have really good candidates for the planning commission that you weren't able to appoint, that might be good for this, and they don't meet that often. Once a year, if that?
Yeah. Well, probably once a year.
Yeah, so not a lot of time required.
Okay, I will follow up and I'll find this, and then if we could maybe squeeze a little time in at the next council meeting, committee of the whole, to discuss this, and I'll get information.
It has something to do with having a body appointed to review tax incentives.
Yes, and CRAs.
Did we set?
Okay, oh, this is an Ohio Revised Code
Yeah.
provision. Okay,
The mayor has appointed members, as has the planning commission, and council's appointees are upcoming. That's
okay, 2 appointees by council.
And it could be a member of council. And even a staff person, right?
Well, we had those great applicants for the planning commission.
True.
So why don't we look at
You gotta get it done quickly, so
trying
we
to
can get
fill it in? Yeah, so if we could put this on our next council meeting,
on March 3rd.
yeah. I'll pull up the applicants and get them out to everyone.
If you would send an email to Addie to make sure she can squeeze it in someplace in there,
Yes.
please.
Well, should we be asking people if, like, how do you want to do this with seeing who might be available for this?
Well, it looks like we need also all right, so that's strictly mayor. Okay. I just think on this short notice that unless someone from council wants to serve on that and we want to appoint someone from council.
Well,
But I think it gives members of the community an opportunity that want to volunteer to serve.
Do you know if the planning commission chose an appointee?
One appointee from the planning commission. I don't know. All right, I'm cutting into the next meeting, so I will get with the clerk about finding some time on the agenda to do this. And I will get to everyone the applicants from the planning commission that we considered that we
Thank you.
didn't appoint.
Appreciate it.
There's okay, yes.
Thank you. Director Zamp requested that rather than opening up an application for this, the council members just appoint people directly to it.
So we're Mayor, we're gonna work from the applicants for the
Great.
planning commission. If that's agreeable to
Yeah, I think that-
on council.
Makes sense.
Okay, and with that, we did not get to the other part of the agenda. We'll pick it up at the next, my next committee meeting. With that, we're adjourned.